Hello, people. My name is Michael Gaudette. I live in Adams, Massachusetts, up in the northeast corner of the United States. Um, Please consider this a public service announcement. To me, it's very serious that I share something like this. I collect flashlights. I collect flashlights like some people collect butterflies, like some people collect coins, like some people. I got a lot of flashlights, is what I'm trying to say. And while I don't think I'm a professional anything anymore, I'm a retired old fart now. Um, I do know a little bit about flashlights, seeing as how I've got about 100 of them, and I know each one in and out. Now, I got a brand new flashlight about a week ago. It's this one here. It doesn't matter what model it is, it doesn't matter who made it, okay? Doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm trying to share regarding ultraviolet light. Now, I've got a lot of flashlights with UV. Part of the package has a UV diode in there, and you can check your bills with it, or you can check for stains from the kitty cat or the dog or what have you. Or you can, if you're living out in the desert and you got a lot of scorpions, some of the scorpions fluoresce very nicely when they're hit with UV light. I've never done that, but I've seen the results on video. It's cool. Now, I got this particular flashlight because it was highly reviewed by one of my favorite reviewers regarding flashlights and stuff. And like I said, I collect flashlights, and it looked a little unique. And I don't have one that quite looks like this one. And I did like the UV light feature. I like the fact that it had a bright UV light. I can't remember what the power of this UV LED is, but it's substantial. It's pretty strong. I was playing around with the flashlight, and I was playing, like checking out the different. It's got three light outputs. It's got regular white light, which is about 1,000 or 1,200 lumens, pretty substantial, and then it's got a green laser. I wish I had my old cat Winston was still around. He loved to chase the laser dot, green or red. He didn't care. Give me a green one, Dad. And then it's got UV also in this flashlight. Well, I was playing around, and the last thing before what happened is I had it on the UV setting. Now, normally you hold the flashlight like this, right? Well, I needed to reach over in this direction, and for some reason, I turned the flashlight around like this, and it was still turned on UV. Before I could even get close to what I was wanting to do, ow! And I go like, what the heck, man? And I looked at my hand because it felt like somebody had put, you know how when you light a match and you blow it out and then right away you touch it to somebody and it's not meant to really hurt them, but it's going to burn. You know, whoa, what are you doing? Well, that's what it felt like. It didn't really burn, but it was like, it was hot. I'm like, what the heck? So I looked at my hand, making sure there was no hole in it or anything. But I realized that I didn't know I could burn myself with UV. Then I started thinking to myself, I wonder, and I just wondered. And then I thought, why don't I hold it right up to a surface and see what happens? So the first surface that I held it up to was one of my loop gearboxes, and it's white, right? And I didn't see any kind of damage at all. I don't think y'all saw any damage. And then I decided, well, I know that a dark surface will get warmer in the sunlight. Let's try a darker surface. Now, I'm not advocating trying to burn your chair down, okay, trying to burn your chair up, but I'm sitting in what I call my comfy, cozy chair that I've had for 30 plus years. This chair is in bad shape, y'all. I mean, I'm not saying that constitutes, oh, I'll just go ahead and burn it up. No, don't burn your chairs up. Leave your furniture alone. But I decided to try the arm of my dark colored chair here. And I'm pointing at it, and I'm hoping that the camera is picking it up. I can't see the screen right now. But that's a dark spot that wasn't up there 15, 20 minutes ago. That kind of made me go like, damn. This is not a kid-friendly channel. I should have mentioned that. Sorry about that. I cursed a little bit. I went, damn. And then I thought to myself, well, it didn't do white. It didn't put a burn mark on white surface. It definitely put a burn mark on my chair. What about something in between? How about cardboard? Yeah. So let's take a look over here at the cardboard where my finger is pointing. That wasn't there 15 minutes or so ago, that little dark spot. Yep. Now for all three surfaces, I used 10 seconds. I'm real good at counting seconds because I used to be a photographer and I would go and the 1 and the 2 and the 3. Those are seconds, okay? Now, here's the PSA part of this little verbiage here on my public service announcement. Don't get old. The brain's the first to go to mush, okay? And I'm my next decade is going to be 80, so I'm getting up there. But seriously, let your friends, your good friends, your bad friends, even people you hate, you don't want them to burn up the house if they have a child in the house. And you don't want your friends or your family with children to have some 5-year-old or 6 or 7 or 8-year-old playing with a flashlight that's got UV that's powerful enough to cause a burning. Now, I don't know what would happen if I left the flashlight on my chair arm for, say, a minute. But in 10 seconds, it sure as heck burned it, didn't it? Right? I don't know if it would be how long it would take for the chair arm to reach what we call flash point, where there's a flame appears, poof, right? Please, please pass this along to anybody and everybody you know, even people you don't care about. Okay, I'm usually a happy-go-lucky guy, but I'm dead serious about this. I would hate to read in the newspaper how some 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid got a hold of mom or dad's flashlight and it had UV output and they turned it on and somehow left it in close enough proximity to some material that caught fire. I don't want to ever read that. So please, people, take this little PSA seriously. Anybody watching this, I charge you with the duty to pass it along to other people. Please do that for the old fart. Okay? I'd really appreciate it. Again, my name is Michael Gaudette. I live in the beautiful hill town of Adams, Massachusetts, in the Berkshire Mountains. Everybody in the Berkshire Mountains, we all live in hill towns. I've never figured that out yet. But I guess it means that, you're in the mountains. Yeah. So you're in a hill, on a hill, or big hill, small hill, whatever. But please tell everybody you can about UV and how it can be dangerous. I don't know what the strength of this one is. There are different strengths. And one of the reasons I recall that I said, yeah, I pulled the trigger on purchasing this was not only the great review that the reviewer gave it, but the fact that I think it's called angstroms. I'm not sure if that's the right term for it, but I think that's the measure of strength. So many angstroms of output or power, I don't know. But all I know is this one is capable of possibly starting a fire. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. Sorry for taking so much time, but please tell your friends and neighbors, your family, tell everybody you can to be careful with a flashlight that's got UV output. Okay? God bless everybody. Hope nothing but the best for you and your family. Bye-bye.